All right, today on the show, guys, we are doing Gung Ho. Are you excited?
I am. Hey, did I ever tell you a time, high school, we played the big state championship game, right? And we had this big guy, and coach told me not to guard him, but I was like, I don't want to guard him. Like, he scored like 57 point in the first half, and I was like, let me guard him now. And then I guarded him now.
Oh,
yeah.
What does this have to do with like podcasting and the show and the movie?
Absolutely nothing. Let's get nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this is Forgotten Cinema. Each episode, we highlight a film that, for a variety of reasons, was forgotten by audiences. Whether it be a more popular movie was released at the same time, or the film simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We discuss what we love about the movie, or perhaps don't love about it, but we always recommend you revisit it. If you like Forgotten Cinema, we would love to hear from you. We are obviously on YouTube. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We are on all the social platforms, Reddit, Patreon. Anywhere you think you can find us, we're there. We have a backlog of over 300. I think we're now at 300 episodes for your listening pleasure. But please, reach out. Contact us. Talk to us. We love talking about movies, so we definitely welcome it. What's going on, Mike?
Nothing much. I've just been, I gotta save my town. My town's dying. We had a factory. It was an underwear factory. It made fantastic underpants. And then that goes down. We made cars, and then that goes down. We got a factory that's ready, refurbished, ready to go, and then we got a town that's dying. Our shops are closing up. People are moving out. So I have to go convince a bunch of Japanese executives of Asan Motors to come on down to our town. Come on, some good time. You'll have a blast. We'll make some cars. And I think I did a terrible job, but turns out they came by. It was a bunch of executives and a disgraced manager who hasn't been doing so good because he believes that people should not make their work their lives. But, he's wrong in Japanese culture, apparently. We're going to build this factory together. But our Americans, we do not jive. We do not gel. Our two work ethics don't gel, and our methods and our opinions. But we're going to try to make it work. God dang it, we're going to try to make it work so hard, and we're going to do really bad. We're going to do really bad, and even when we succeed, we're also still going to do really bad. But somehow, it's all going to work out in the end. Why? Movies.
Oh, that's right. We are doing the 1986 film Gung Ho. So you've seen this before, right?
I've seen it once a long time ago in full, and then growing up, it used to be on Comedy Central all the time, so I saw bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's definitely not as readily available as it used to be. And obviously they had the TV show right after it, which didn't do well.
Scott Bakula. Must have been right before Quantum Leap.
Maybe. I mean, you're doing a bunch of pilots all the time,
yeah,
and whatnot. So you're just. I mean, and if NBC, like if it's, I believe it was an NBC pilot, right? If they like you, they'll try and put you in a show.
Thing, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the facts, and then we'll get into our discussion. Gung Ho has a runtime of 112 minutes. It's rated PG-13. It has a production budget anywhere between 13 million and 18 million, depending on where you see. It came out, like I said, in 1996, March 14th, a Friday, 1996. Opening weekend, it did $7 million. Domestic was 36.6. It had international release, but this is back when they were just counting tickets and not money. So I don't have that number. So we're going to just say the worldwide total is $36.6 million. Production company and distributor were the same, Paramount Pictures. So I said it came out on the 14th. Let's go back to the 7th of March. In a wide release, you had Highlander. There can only be one. That's not the full title. I just said there can only be one. Obviously, that's getting a remake. They're shooting it right now, probably, right?
Yeah, Andrew Cavill and
Batista.
Someone famous is doing he's the big the big dad.
Is he? Okay.
I can't remember. There's another really famous actor playing the Sean Connery part. I can't remember.
When the trailer comes out, that's when I'll know.
I'll have the purple words up on the screen right here.
No, it's him.
Oh, that guy.
You had limited releases of Nomads, which is a Pierce Brosnan film, A Room with a View, and A Breed Apart. You know what A Breed Apart is?
No.
So A Breed Apart is a Rucker Hauer. It's with Powers Booth, Kathleen Turner, and Rucker Hauer lives on this island, and all he does is he stops people from hunting the bald eagles that are on there. There's a bald eagle there, and he stops people from. It's like he just stops people from hunting. He shoots arrows at them and scares them away.
Right.
And then Powers Booth gets offered by this rich guy $250,000 to get him bald eagle eggs. So he said like he's got to get these two. He's like, if I take these eggs, this species will be extinct. I'm like, so he's got, and then Rutger Hauer, like they're friends. Rutger Hauer's gonna go after him, and he's like, a love triangle between them and Kathleen Turner. I'm like watching this trailer, going, this looks really 80s. It looks really not good, and I'm like, I really want to watch this.
So I'm adding it to.
I forgot. Thought it was just like, what is this film? But anyways,
Is Nomad the horror movie that you watched recently?
Nomad is with Pierce Brosnan, where he's a photographer. And I did watch it. He starts seeing these nomads, these people, this group of people, but no one else can see them or they don't exist. It's really weird. So
Remember you were telling me about it. It seemed interesting.
yeah, it's definitely trippy. It's definitely 80s, but it could be something that could use a reboot. But yeah, no, definitely worth checking out. The week that Gung Ho came out, it went up against a wide release Crossroads and Hannah and Her Sisters. And the week after, the 21st of March, you had wide releases of Police Academy 3 back in training. GoBots, Battle of the Rock Lords, which I watched back in the day. I watched the trailer. I'm like, oh my God, I remember this. Care Bear Movie 2, A New Generation. I don't know if I watched that. I might have.
A new generation of Care Bears.
Yes.
Wow.
The trailer said that they go back and you see the Care Bears as kids. So I'm like, so is it a new generation or are you just showing us is it a prequel? I don't know.
We gotta get heavy into the lore of Care Bears, man. Join us for our Care Bear Leader series.
You had a re-release of Sleeping Beauty, and only reason I put this here is because like really a re-release, like how much did it? It did like 11 million. So
Wow.
there was
Disney, man.
yeah. And
Plus,
like,
you didn't. Oh, well, the GoBots and Care Bears. I mean,
I didn't check the how much they did, but right, the GoBots. I own the GoBot. I talked about this.
GoBots are just basically an advertisement.
Yeah, like there's like a motorcycle guy, right? And when he becomes a robot, his hand is still curved, because that's when he puts it together. He claps onto the motorcycle, right? But they don't like extend when he's so. And in the movie, for some reason, he can shoot lasers from his hands. There's no reason. It's like wait, what? Anyway. Simpler times, yes. And you had a limited release of Just Between Friends, which is a Ted Danson film. Ted Danson, Sam Waterston. Mary. I'm blanking on the name. But anyways,
Steinbergen?
no, it's Mary Tyler Moore.
Okay.
Something happens where like these two women are friends. They become friends, but one of the women's husbands has an affair with the other woman. They don't know, and then they find out, and then that husband, he dies, and the friend that had the affair with the husband is pregnant from him, and then they're all like, oh snap. So anyways, so a lot of interesting stuff going on in the 80s. Okay. This film is directed by Ron Howard. We've done Ron Howard film before. He won an Oscar for A Beautiful Mind. He was nominated for Frost Nixon, and he did the movie Night Shift, a movie we did. There you go. Story was Edwin Blum. He's done Stalag 17 and the Canterville Ghost, and then story and screenplay were the team of Lowell Gans and Babalu Mandel, who do pretty much a lot of Ron Howard films especially back in the day. I mean, maybe not so much now, obviously. And they were nominated for Splash. They've done Parenthood, Greedy, Fever Pitch, Hitch.
Greedy, movie we did.
Right. Sorry. And there's a ton of like uncredited revisions that they have for a lot of big films. So if you're on IMDb, check it out. Cinematographer was Donald Peterman, who was nominated for an Oscar for Flashdance and nominated for Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. But did you know that?
I love that movie. I did not know that, but I did.
Gracie is pregnant. All right. Edited by Daniel Hanley and Mike Hill. They are an editing team. They were nominated for Oscars for A Beautiful Mind, Cinderella Man, and Frost Nixon, and they won for Apollo 13, which is a great, great film. This film has Michael Keaton in it as Hunt Stevenson, or Hunter, if you want to call him that, or the Hunt.
Batman.
Obviously he's Batman. He was nominated for Birdman. He's in Spotlight, and he's in Mr. Mom,
A movie we did.
and he's also in
Night Shift, which is a movie we did. Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice 2, which are movies you covered on the show.
It's evident we do a lot of films. Gede Watanabe as Oishi Kazuhiro. It's from 16 Candles, obviously. Parental Guidance and UHF. You think he's proud to be known as Long Duck Dong from 16 Candles?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Although it probably paid, so I think he was happy he got money.
I mean, it probably got him a lot of free drinks in bars.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah. George Wendt as Buster. He is obviously one of Hunt's friends. He's in a TV show Cheers. He's in Fletch and the movie House. Mimi Rogers is Audrey. She is Hunt Stevenson's on-again, off-again girlfriend. She's in Lost in Space, Ginger Snaps, and the TV series. She's in the Bosch, the TV series. The character of Bosch has a couple different shows. She is in there as Honey Chandler. She plays the lawyer that's kind of, they butt heads a little bit. You really should watch Bosch. Bosch is such a great show.
She's also in the X-Files as Mulder's original partner. I mean, that's where you should, if you're pointing out TV shows.
Bosch. I'm telling you.
Are you boshing over X-Files?
I'm telling you right now.
Oh, we are.
Wow. Are you looking for a good procedural cop show? It's Bosch. I'm telling you. I will ride that. I will die in that Bosch show all day. Anyways, I like the X-Files, but you know. Back to the Gung Ho. You had John Turturro as Willie, another friend of Hunt. He's in the TV show Severance, the movie Oh Brother We're Out There, and Quiz Show. Movie we did. There you go. So Yamamura as Mr. Sakamoto. He is the owner of Asan Motors. Honestly, the only credit you might know him from is Tora Tora Tora, which we talked a little bit about beforehand. He is the admiral that decides to turn back. If you don't know what Tora 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 is about, go check it out. It's a pretty good movie, really good movie. Yep. Sab Shimomo as Saito. He's in The Shadow.
A movie we did
Way back in season 2.
Season 2, yeah. That's our first our first short was for The Shadow.
Yes. He is also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Butler.
Oh, Turtles in Time. Oh, he is. That's right.
He's also the voice of Mr. Sparkle and Master Sushi Chef for The Simpsons.
Mr. Sparkle! One of the best episodes. I love Mr. Sparkle.
Clint Howard as Paul. Well, I should say Saito is Mr. Sakamoto's nephew. So he's part of the team from Asan Motors that comes over with Kazihiro, but he is not one of the team. He's kind of reporting back.
Right, yeah.
Clint Howard as Paul. He's in all his brother's movies, all about Howard. So he's also Ice Cream Man in the horror film, if you guys are interested.
Yep.
Rodney Kajiyama as Ito. He's one of the other managers that comes over. He's in The Next Karate Kid, Pretty Woman, and the TV show Quantum Leap. He's in 3 episodes of Quantum Leap, but he plays 2 different characters. I can't tell you.
Oh, that's the second time that's happened.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you what episodes. I was gonna go with deep dive, and I never did.
That's interesting. Is he the one whose wife is giving birth? I guess that he's not able to.
I don't know. Patty Yosutaki as Umeki Kazihiro. She is obviously Oishi Kazihiro's wife. She's in Star Trek Generations, their first contact. She plays a nurse. Do you know? Gala, I think.
Yeah, the nurse who I think when they first pick up Soren in Generations, and he's freaking out. He's I need someone, and he's oh, I need to go back.
And then obviously there's a couple people that you might recognize. Rick Overton as Googie from Willow and Groundhog Day. Martin Ferrero as Crandall. So in the opening when they're in the when they're doing the union meeting, the lawyer from Jurassic Park opens Gennaro. There you go. Exactly.
He's also in another movie we did. I just can't remember what.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And Eddie was again. And he's Pops. I was oh, that's Gennaro, but he also had a 5-minute part.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's it for facts. Let's get into the discussion. Mike, before you started watching it for this,
right?
Did you have good, fond memories of the movie?
I mean, I remembered it. I chose this for this week. I remember enjoying it, but it's not something I ever went back to. It's not something my parents had on VHS that I remember them having.
Sure.
But so I remembered enjoying it, but it wasn't Mr. Mom or Beetlejuice or Multiplicity. It wasn't any of those other Michael Keaton comedies where it's just oh man, I need to watch this. Mm-hmm. It's here, I need to watch it. So I remember having some fond memories of it, but not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember being funnier.
Okay, all right.
Not that I didn't enjoy this watch. Michael Keaton, I have established has a very certain style when he does his comedy.
Oh, totally.
It's just it's so apparent in Gung Ho, which I don't know why I never really noticed it before. Maybe it's 80s, early 90s Michael Keaton, just like his charisma carries his character and makes you like his character, despite the fact that I don't like his character. Like, I don't think Hunt is a good guy. I don't think Hunt makes smart decisions. I don't think Hunt knows what he wants. I think that his character would have worked better if he was a little more sympathetic or a little bit more of an ass. So I think that a lot of the film's issues in terms of just like not connecting more, and being like, I know it's a classic, but if being more forgotten classic, why it's on the show, I think lies a lot on his character. And while I enjoyed the character, I enjoyed his relationship with Oishi Kazihiro. Like, I think that Kazihiro and him, Kaz as he calls him, like they get along really well and they have a really good relationship. I don't think it's mined quite enough.
Well, to agree with you, they have a good relationship all of a sudden.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
Which I think part of that's his Kaz wants a friend. Like he's really lonely and he hates his job and his job hates him.
But there's never any, like, I'm looking for an emotional moment where, like, there is that part where in the grocery store when he sees Buster blocking the wife.
Yeah.
But they don't go. For some reason that turns into just a scene that's more about him and Buster and the fractured friendship, rather than the fact that he should start seeing what it's like for the Kazihiro family to come over here in America. And even though they've come over to save a town, they are completely ungrateful for this.
The town hates them.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. Like, in terms of Hunt, and he there is never like he doesn't have some kind of realization or come to Jesus moment with the Kazihiro family or Kaz, kind of understand where he's coming from.
You get a little bit of that also at the end of the baseball game.
Yes, you do, and I want more.
I don't mind any of that enough.
Yes.
Yeah, they just like all of a sudden become friends. Let's go get drinks.
Yeah.
And then boom, they're friends, but they're also still not friends. They don't mind it enough.
Right, I agree with you. And there's no, and Hunt is the way he is in the beginning because he's supposed to fall, because of the whole July 4th weekend, and the bear calls him up there, and then apparently just
Tries to murder him with a
but also just like leaves the town. You want it? I'm out of here. It's like, so you're done? I don't know if you could do that, bear. But anyways, like, so that the crash, that's why he's like that, so that crash can happen. But the problem is that it's not enough. Like, there is a good hour and 15 minutes probably of Hunt being this way, and it's so annoying because he's never learning, and then it all blows up in his face. Like, even when he tries to do something, 13,000, but 13, right? Yeah, okay, 13. Like, he's still like faltering back.
Yeah.
So there's never really, it's not earned. Nothing that stuff at the end when he's walking in with Kaz and they're crossing over the picket line, kind of, and they're going to build cars. That's not earned. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a great moment. Yeah, okay, but it's not. There's some false tone to it because I'm like, did you really learn a lesson here? Did you really?
No, he got called out. He's like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, it's just like, well, why is this coming all of a sudden? And he, like, there's another moment when they're like, we're coming for you.
Yes.
And nothing comes of that. Oh, no, thanks. Just so we can wait 10 minutes for the actual comeuppance.
But then they come, and even in that scene, they come over to his house. They come there and they're like, hey, they screwed you. They screwed you.
Gets away with it.
Where did you get that? Where did you come to that realization?
It makes no sense for them to come to that realization when earlier they talk about how they don't believe Hunt and the 13,000.
Yes.
They make it very clear that he's lying about that. You really think he's telling the truth about that 13,000?
Yeah.
I was just like, now all of a sudden you do?
Yeah. So, yes. And I think maybe what we're going for here in this movie is what's funny over what makes sense with the story. Like, you know what I mean? And this is early Ron Howard. This is early, this is mid-'80s stuff. So maybe they're not really thinking that far ahead because there is something to say for just the simplicity of the story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we are in a time now with movie making and filmmaking and studios where we're overthinking things a lot.
Yeah.
We're trying to cover everything. And like, we're sitting here and there are definite plot holes with Gung Ho, and there's definitely stuff that character holes as well. And we're going to get into some of the stuff because I want to get into the whole town stuff.
Right.
But at the end of the day, for me, it's still an enjoyable watch. I still laugh at stuff.
Oh yeah, it's still a nice movie. Yeah.
Right. So like, I think maybe we overthink way too much now in terms of just sitting there with a script. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be this. Got to represent this. Got to talk about this. Got to talk about this. Like, well, maybe just not. Maybe just put somebody that is funny like Michael Keaton will lead role and let him go, and then try to put pieces and set pieces around him and get a strong director and all that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. But let's talk about the town.
Yeah, I was gonna say the character stuff is what's really the.
Well, that's the town. Yeah. This Asana Motors comes over and pretty much saves the town. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna act like complete assholes
The entire time.
and obviously be racial, obviously be stereotypical, and just be ungrateful.
So ungrateful.
Yeah.
They're just ridiculous. Their town was dying. Like it's a hole, and you work. Everyone's desperate for work, and they come. They immediately to the union meeting. How much we're gonna make? Boo. It's like you don't have jobs. You bums. You have nothing.
It was one guy that was like, I haven't worked in 9 months. Yeah. So it's like, and I get it. Like they're gonna walk in with no contract, which is really risky, obviously.
Yeah.
I get that. But there is no, but there's still, even when they get to the 15,000, 13,000, where he's like, hey, if we make 15,000, you're going to put everybody at equal, the pay that they were before.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Okay, great. But why is that not in the beginning? Like, why is that like, hey, listen, we have to show that we can mass produce.
Yeah, them not having like a metric or a goal was really weird.
Right.
Like, why are you coming into this and going like, well, we'll see what's going on?
And I'm sure it's part of Japanese culture where like I wanted like a Kazihiro to be like, hey, we could just leave and
sort of like, why are you here? Like nothing. Like they have all the leverage.
Then there's Hunt where he's so obtuse and he's like, hey, there's one way to do things. So we got a certain way we do things around here. Yeah, well that failed. All right, that failed.
Yeah.
So and the other thing that bugs me is when they walk, when they at the end of the day, they're like, walk. This is my note. When they're like, you know what? I'm not taking anything. They walk out. This is my note. Way to go. You're walking. You're on strike. You don't have contracts, so you're all fired, unemployed. Asana Motors will shut down the factory, go back to Japan, cripple the town. People will leave. The town will die. You shout them, guys. Like that was
happening.
Yeah. I'm like, what did you expect to happen? Like, I don't get this.
The lockout made no sense. It's like you were not union. Nothing's gonna happen.
You agreed to come in with no contract. That's on you.
This is a test. You failed the test. Good job.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't like it, but what?
Yeah.
Nothing made sense.
Buster really bugged me. The George Wendt.
Buster sucked.
Because they never showed any kind of a scene where Buster and Hunt had any kind of conversation after they had their dust up.
You're right.
And it was just like they were good. They were just good. Like it was off screen. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you can't have Buster do all this stuff. The stuff in the grocery store, just
The baseball game.
yeah, it's life at work. I love this baseball game is egregious. I love the assumption that he's going to be a foreman at some point. Like he's like, boys, he's like, what? At what point do you think like you're going to get this? Like it's so stupid that you think that you're going to be the foreman. You're such a. So, anyways, he is the main antagonist. He's the face of the antagonism from the group of guys about Asana Motors.
Right. Yes.
And there's never any resolution on screen. It's all off screen. And I'm like, I don't get this.
He doesn't earn the respect or the job that he gets back.
Yeah.
He should be the one that's like, sorry, you don't work here at the end.
And it kind of puts a shade on his moment when he walks in, when they come in, like, we're back, and he starts charging in like Ma Fratelli, and he's like walking in like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's a cool scene, but it's like, but it's you. And you have yet to apologize on screen or take ownership for what you've done with Hunt. So like, yeah.
Or any of the Japanese.
Right. If anything like that, yes.
He immediately, like first day, wanted to get in a fist fight with the Asana Motors guy, and you see like 2 or 3 other times where he wants to do that.
Right.
There's no reason for him to keep his job, harassing Kaz's wife. Like, he is the villain of the film, or at least in the American side, he's the villain. He's mostly the villain.
And you're supposed to get like his he's turned his way of thinking when he's talking to the guy like, no, you're here when he's.
Where did we see that?
But the thing is, like, at that point, that moment needs him to turn to the Japanese fellow that told him how to. Oh, what was Saito? But somebody else.
Saito,
but to the Japanese fellow that is there and be like, Like there should be some acknowledgement of that.
Yeah, he doesn't learn his lesson. There's at no point does he always thinks his way is the best way. He at no point ever thinks, man, the Asan Motor guys has something going.
Right.
It should be, I'm sorry, but you didn't learn your lesson. Everyone else did. John Turturro sure did. And the other guy, George Wendt needs to go. He needs to be like, I'm sorry, you don't work here.
Yeah.
Comeuppance needs to happen for the people that don't. That's like the whole plot of the movie is learning to come together and learning to work together and learning the strengths of each side. And if he does it, that has to be the lesson of you never learned your lesson.
And that would actually be a good character moment for Hunt, where he saved the town, but he had to change the way of his thinking. And unfortunately, he lost a friend.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, and he has to be okay with that. Like, that would be, but granted, that's not the movie, but that would be a good moment for that. Like, yeah, because not everyone's going to come along, even though the plant is the shot in Venezuela or not. Yeah, Argentina. Yeah, shot in Argentina. So like when they're sitting outside the plant, they're in the plant, that's not America. So I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize that. But anyway, I want to talk about two things about the grocery scene. One, when I loved Almost Home Cookies, when he's standing in front of the
I remember them, but they went away pretty quick.
awesome. No, I love them. Granted, he's stealing them, but I don't know why.
Eat them right out of the aisle.
And two, did you look at the size of those bags of when he gets the size of the food bags and when they're
fighting?
When they're fighting?
Yeah.
Those things are probably like $1.50.
Yep.
And I'm just like, good old lady.
Things the cookies are probably like 75 cents.
Man, those are the days.
$100 grocery bills you're probably buying for 20.
Almost Home Cookies are really good. Bring them back. I think that was Nabisco. I think.
Hey Nabisco, if you're watching this, you got a sale right here.
Ah, they were so good at them. Really good. Really good. I love those. Yeah, that was it. So what else? What else kind of...
So the other issue I had was Audrey's character, and it's
She's the female lead.
She is like it doesn't make any sense, and his relationship is really weird, and it's also something that's not mined because we talk about the Heather character. And then Heather appears, and she's with some rich guy. We don't really know who he is.
Yeah,
we don't go into that at all.
I didn't get any of that. Why bother have that?
Yeah, and then she goes, "Hey, hon," and it's like, "Oh yeah, well she knows my name. I had a picture of her in my locker." Yeah. And then he brings up her name with Audrey later on. Mm-hmm. You think I need to be with a Heather? And she's like, I didn't bring up Heather. And then she walks out. But like, is that the only reason Heather exists, to have that fight? Or are there deleted scenes we didn't see? I just don't think. Maybe. I don't get why you even have the Heather scene. Like why it's even included, because it goes nowhere. We don't know who the rich guy is. I'm sitting there going, is he the guy that owned the factory previously and he ruined the town, but she's with him? Like he's the only rich guy in town apparently.
Yeah, and there's really no reason for her to be at the dinner. Only so he can tell her to shut up.
Well, I think everybody else brought a wife, so he...
Okay, yeah.
But story-wise, yeah.
But she doesn't... Honestly, like, you don't work at Asan Motors. Okay, yes, it affects the town, but it doesn't affect you because you don't work at Asan Motors.
Yeah, I don't get why she stayed at the table. It should have been like, this is a work conversation.
And I'm part of it. Now we're missing an opportunity to have her with the wives that have come over here, and you kind of see it from their point of view. But again, that's a different movie, and we're not.
But we do kind of go there, because we go with Kaz's wife, and she wants to build the bicycle.
Yeah, that's
and Kaz won't build the bicycle. And then... when obviously the grocery store scene with her, and like the scene where she's cooking the Jimmy Dean sausage and he's all mad about it. She's
definitely the Americanization of the family.
Right. And it's like you could have mined a little bit more with that.
G.I. Joe, that's his neighbor's son.
Oh yeah, that's neighbor's kid. No more G.I. Joe. No more well, they're watching Care Bears on the TV.
Oh, I don't have to turn it on there.
No more TV, no more G.I. Joe. No more stupid mushy beans and Jolly Green Giant, Jimmy Dean sausage. But yeah, Audrey letting him come back when he admits he ruins the town also doesn't really ring true for me.
Right.
Like, oh, that was really brave what you did. I mean, kind of, but also what other choice did he have?
Yeah.
Other than to come clean, because it was gonna come out eventually at that point. And it's just like, we told you to shut up. Like, he was mean to her at the dinner.
Oh, no, totally.
He did talk about Heather. Like, I don't get why she brings him back just because he's like, busted up, but like it doesn't.
Oh, because he got embarrassed
because he embarrassed himself.
I don't know.
Is it a pity lay? Is that what's gonna happen? Ooh, like I don't get that.
No, I mean, again, she's just there to be there and to be a female lead, and it's not. She's not fleshed out, and that whole relationship is not fleshed out. And honestly, there's no There's no resolution at the end. I mean, you can't. Can you really say that that's a resolution when she comes and he's like drunk and she comes to the park to find him? No, because she doesn't show up towards the end, and then the resolution is like, you know, the workers are back and Assam Motors is there and they're doing jumping jacks. And
Right. That's not her story.
Right. So, yeah, it's just another throwaway female character lead that we see countless times in the 80s and 90s and even today that just make no sense.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, this is a big break, too, I think.
That's what I saw that in the notes, yeah.
A couple facts. I told you about how some scenes were shot off manufacturing plant in Argentina. The cars that they're making are Fiats.
That makes sense, yeah. So they're ugly. They're also really small.
Gung Ho is not actually a Japanese word. It's an Americanized Chinese expression. So I think they made it for either someone came up that Gung translate to work or to work, and Ho means together in harmony. So obviously that's the theme of the movie. The other thing was that one of Ron Howard's regrets is that he hired Japanese actors that don't speak fluent Japanese.
They're all Japanese American, or 90% of them.
Right, yeah. So that, including like some of the scenes that Watanabe had to do, Kazihiro, when he's speaking Japanese fast, were dubbed over with another voice, because he grew up in Europe. He didn't grow up in Japan.
So it was because another person who was on set, who was Japanese, yeah, say most of you guys aren't speaking Japanese.
They weren't doing it well. They were speaking like wow. So which is an interesting though. You don't really think of that. You think like, oh, Japanese, they're authentic. They know.
Yeah, like we know Japanese. Yeah, sure. You're fooling me.
Exactly. The movie is called it's called something different in Australia and New Zealand. It's called Working Class Man. It's not called Gung Ho.
I saw it because of an Australian.
Well, the song at the end of the movie,
right?
Working Class Man. He's an Australian singer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. That's why he's so I guess that's kind of what they do. Toyota, according to Bloomberg Business Week, and this is probably back in the late '80s, Toyota executives use this movie as an example of how to manage Americans. So,
or how not to manage.
Well, I'm not to manage Americans. Yeah. So
I saw that note and I thought it was interesting. I really wanted to know. I wanted to know more about that.
Our work ethic is awful.
Yeah, but their work ethic is too extreme. Like,
I think there's obviously a midway. There's a balance, and the work-life balance, I think, is a real thing. Obviously people take advantage of the life side of work-life balance,
right?
And that's definitely, you don't want the work is job is your job. It's not your life.
But I do agree with that. Like when Hunt's finally talking on the gazebo during the July 4th thing, he's like, "You think we're great?" Yeah, he's like, "We're not. We are so far behind." Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh man, this is 1984. Like it still rings true today." Like,
oh, totally. God, we rank highest in ego. We rank highest in our stubbornness,
yeah,
and our self-centeredness, and who
everybody thinks they're special. Everyone wants to be special.
Still true now.
Yeah,
still true now. Absolutely. There is no. I mean, we talk about it all the time, and that's a big hump for us to get over when we're doing content on social media and doing this. Like, we feel like frauds half the time in the beginning. Like,
sure, yeah.
But you have to get over because you're promoting the show, you're promoting the brand. But it also, you don't realize it, but it becomes a work ethic. Like, the work ethic that we have to put this show on. Yeah, obviously, all anyone else sees is us in front of the camera, us being stupid, us being dumb things, but like, there's a lot of work that goes behind that you would never get the show you get right now because of stuff that we had to put in, like like the way to put in. So I think it's a little bit of so I agree with you, but like the work ethic's there, but unfortunately not as much for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Speaking of the gazebo, they built that gazebo for that scene was shot in Beaver, Pennsylvania, and they built the gazebo for the show, and they left it as a gift. They're just kind of like, hey, here you go. That's pretty impressive because that means that they really built a gazebo. They didn't build like some prop gazebo. They were just like, it'll fall apart. Don't worry about that.
Well, they had like the jazz musicians on, or the band in there, the mayor. So they probably had so many people on it. It's like we got
to be it on the crew, or I'm sure you'll hire somebody like, yeah, we need to build a gazebo. Like, you want me to no. Build a real gazebo.
It's a real gazebo. It's a big gazebo too. It's a big one.
It's impressive. It's impressive. Miss anything in terms of discussion wise?
I brought up when I was channeling my inner Hunt, the end with the cars and how you just like, I see 15,000 just because Hunt embarrasses those out.
Right.
Like I just, it's such a Hollywood.
It is because. Does Sakamoto know that he's raising everybody's wage?
Does he understand that? So everyone's getting a raise.
They're going under contract?
And they're full-time. They're hiring 200 more people. And even outside, he saw cars that were damaged.
Yeah.
And now a car fell apart when Hunt's trying to make his big speech and drive away. Just because he's funny, I don't get that.
The other thing is, and I don't really want to go back and research this, but like, is 15,000 cars, like, you expect them to make that every month? Like, are you selling that many cars throughout the world? Like, yeah, I mean, like, what is going on here?
Is it blowing up? Is the sun mode is blowing up?
Yeah.
The other thing is what I would have bought more is, and even in the 80s it would have done, because it would have been a more like Rocky type ending. These cars suck, but you did hit 15,000. And all Kaz and Hunt want to do is give it another shot. If the Asan Motors guy was just like, I will give you another, you have another month, the experiment can go on another month.
Yeah.
We'll give you another month to try to deliver cars of quality and get along. And maybe then we fade to another month later, maybe the credits roll and it's another month and they're celebrating and they got their contracts. But I don't believe he gives them that contract right there. I believe maybe he gives them another chance and be like, I see you guys working together. You're passionate. You are getting along. Let's give this one more chance. But I don't see him being like, yeah, you guys did it, because they didn't.
Yeah, no, I got you. When Hunt gets off the plane, when he comes back from Japan, why does he have a stethoscope?
I think that's his. I think that's the earphones. Okay. For whatever the in-flight entertainment is. If he just didn't take it back.
Any? How about when he calls the secretary Sugar Puss?
Hey, oh yeah, I was like,
my comment is America's doing American things.
Put a hawk and a heart on.
I did like when he's like his front steps watertight, and they all have discussion, and they're
Yeah, so we've decided I still believe it.
I did like that. When Kazihiro was telling him when they're drinking, I guess at the pool hall or
The bowling alley. Yeah.
and they're drinking, and he's telling him his story about why he saw him screaming and he's shame, and he tells him a story basically like he had too many of them. He had American views, and that's why he goes in trouble.
Right.
And he's like, you had to cook for these guys? Like, no, apologize. So I thought that was good. So there's a lot of good stuff here. It's Michael Keaton being Michael Keaton. Let me get you some reviews though. Let's see. Vincent Canby from the New York Times. It's more cheerful than funny and so insistently ungrudging about Americans and Japanese alike that its satire cuts like a wet sponge.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't. I guess he's saying that it
Doesn't go anywhere. It's not. It's not cutting it out.
it's maybe that they're mining the differences between the two cultures so much that it's
I think so, but am I calling anyone out for anything?
I guess maybe the kind of stuff we were talking about.
Playing it safe, yeah.
Gene Siskel from the Chicago Tribune. We don't really use their Siskel that much.
No.
The film would be funnier and more provocative if it took a stronger stand on one side or the other, but Howard chooses to hedge his bets, selecting an ending that celebrates brotherhood more than the strongly hinted at notion that American workers would do well to get off their feather bedding backs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've never heard feather bedding before.
I've never heard feather bedding out of that. It sounds like he's coming up with stuff on the slide.
There's definitely the American workers need to, and I don't believe they will, fix their kind of idea of what is a good employee.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I get the ridiculousness of the guy busting up his hand and then them not caring, and the fact that one guy's wife is going into labor and them not can go. That's extreme. But the Americans aren't learning their lessons of you got to put in the time. I get that they're putting in a lot of time, but you want to hit these quotas and you want to do your job and not complaining and being lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
One of my favorite moments in this movie and throughout probably 80s films is when Keaton pretends that there's glass in the car. I love that. Hey, what's up? And he's like,
Oh, and he spins out.
yeah. And then Sakamoto's like, you can't tell?
Safety glass.
It's so stupid. I like it. So I don't know. I always laugh at it. So it makes me laugh because I think that's more in terms of just Keaton's acting and his performance.
Hey, not 4 bolts. Now 4 bolts. One bolt. We'll fix it later.
Yeah, he's like, try not to do so many stuff. Let's cut some corners. Don't try to maybe do stuff like engines. Yeah. So Mike, who would you recommend this movie to?
Anybody who likes 80s comedies, anybody who likes Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, like I said, Hunt's character is kind of not great, but his Keaton and his probably ad-libbing and his what's the word I'm looking for now? Chemistry. His on-screen presence,
Charisma.
his charisma, it really works well. Kazimoto is someone that you want to root for because even from the start, you're like, I like this guy. He wants, like, it's got characters you like, even if they're not fleshed out quite enough. The comedy's there. It's a nice story. It's very 80s, like we said. Like,
There's some heart there.
it's got heart,
Which is a lot more.
Mine enough, yeah.
It's a lot more.
So I think it's worth watching. Is it going to be the greatest comedy of all time? No. Is it going to beat some of Michael Keaton's greatest stuff? No. But it's a good movie. It's a solid film. Like you said, it used to be on all the time.
Yeah.
And now it's not really around that much. You don't hear about it that much.
And it's not one of those films that is a film that has aged badly in terms of, a
lot of that racist.
Right, because it's not. It's when stuff happens, there is they reference it, or there's like no one's like celebrating it. Yes, you're gonna have people say things. You're gonna have assumptions being made. You're gonna have certain terminology that was back then okay when he's like when he goes, he's like, oh, really Oriental feel there, like like that kind of
right.
You're going to have that, but in this movie, it's not so overt where it's just like. It's everyone's celebrating it and nobody's like saying like, oh, you can't say stuff like that.
It's mostly frowned. Anything moment like that is frowned upon.
But this movie is about cultural differences and about finding commonality. So you can't do that without that.
Yeah.
But I think that this movie is not a film that ages badly. I don't.
Surprisingly, not really at all.
I would say that if somebody really had a problem with this movie, I think they're probably a little too sensitive. I believe they should, Yes, I think you're looking for it. It's probably a better thing. That's that you're looking for that issue. But yeah, I think if anyone liked Michael Keaton's comedy, I think it's tough because now Michael Keaton doesn't do that comedy as much anymore. We just see glimpses of it, and when you see it, and then you remember when he was the way back when with Mr. Mom and this film, you kind of like, yeah, that's the Michael Keaton we know. Yeah, he does after this. He does start doing some serious stuff. I think Clean and Sober is the year after and whatnot. So, yeah, I agree with you there. But why are we saying it's forgotten? Because it's just not around?
It's just not around anymore. I think when people think about the Heat, I think the fact that he has so much dramatic work and he's so good now. Mm-hmm. Like almost everything he does. He's going to get an Oscar. Oh, yeah, he's always good. But like now everything he does, like he's going to get an Oscar for this. I think ever since like probably Spotlight.
I think they've been trying to get him that.
Yeah.
And he's good in that TV show Dope Sick. I think he got, I forgot about that. I think he got an Emmy nod or he won the Emmy. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I think that's like not overshadowing his comedy, but it's what people are knowing him for now is all that dramatic stuff. And if you think about the comedy from the 80s, I think Mr. Mom's going to be what you think of. I think Batman, even though it's not a comedy or a drama, it's an action. Sure. I think a lot, or Beetlejuice, I think he's got some iconic roles, and that's not a bad thing. It's what every actor dreams of. Mm-hmm. And I think that overshadows this film just because this film is maybe not quite as revered and harder to find. And I think that's what overshadows it.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, we're going to find us.
You can find us at ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com or wherever you get your shows. You're watching, listening to us right now. Go ahead, like, rate, subscribe, comment. You can comment on, I think, pretty much everything now, including Spotify. So go ahead and drop a comment. What's your favorite Michael Keaton 80s comedy? Let us know in the comments below. If you're craving some more Forgotten Cinema, we have lead-ups. We have now showings. I have no idea when this comes out, but I'm sure we have some lead-ups and now showings ready to go for you. There, we had our Scream lead-up in February. When we're recording this, we're doing a Scream lead-up series on our Scream Now showing for Scream 7, so go check that out. If you want to join our Patreon and support the show, we would love it. For just $3, you get exclusive episodes, you get merch discounts, you get access to our Patreon message board, you get, just to keep track of everything we're doing, you get double voting power on our Audience Choice episodes. You get so much for so little. So support our show there, or if you go to our merch store, which the link is right here as well, you can get some awesome merch, like some Fields protagonist, antagonist, MacGuffin shirts, the Forgotten Cinema logo shirt, all that kind of good stuff. Go check that out, and yeah.
Awesome. And join us next week as season 24 wraps up. We're going to be doing a hardcore drama, Dead Man Walking, with Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon, I forgot her name, and directed by Tim Robbins. So that is next week. On the show, a little bit more serious fare there. So, yeah. So thank you, as always, for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm Mike Phil.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema.